Welcome to the series of everything you need to know about Python in simplest possible way. So from this video onwards, in our coming videos, we will be knowing dictionaries. So dictionary is also considered as one of the data structures in Python. So let us start this video with this particular introduction of this dictionary. So after that, we know how we can create a dictionary. So watch the video till the end so that you can able to have a good understanding, a good quick start for the dictionaries. So let us start with the introduction. So dictionary is an unordered collection of key value pairs. So previously we have different data structures like list, tuple, set, right? So those are collection of single elements itself. So but whereas the dictionaries are collection of key value pairs. So don't worry about that. We will discuss how they are represented while we are discussing the creation of dictionaries. So consider the dictionary is like let's say in a class there are 100 students, so all those 100 students are considered as keys, and we know that when students write exams they will get results and they will get either pass or fail, right? So the pass or fail is considered as a value. So each student is a key and value which is nothing but pass or fail. So this is considered as one of the key value pair. So like that we can consider the example, and apart from that you can consider the student as a key and the marks as a value. So in that case you can consider this particular dictionary data structures in order to represent this kind of a data. So I hope you can have a clear understanding of how key value pair works. So as we have discussed, dictionary is an unordered collection. So as a result, insertion order is not preserved. However, the data structure, however, the dictionary you are created, the insertion order is not preserved because dictionary is also considered as unordered collection. So previously we have seen one of the unordered collection, which is nothing but set, right? So dictionary is also considered as unordered collection. So as a result, indexing and slicing are not applicable for the dictionaries. So we have seen sets also. For sets also, indexing and slicing are not applicable because set is an unordered collection, and in the similar fashion, dictionary is also unordered collection. We cannot perform indexing and slicing for dictionaries. So after that, dictionary is mutable. So mutable means even once you have created the dictionary, in future, if you wanted to change the data in the dictionary, you can modify the data that will be affected in the original data itself. So I hope you can able to understand mutability, which means even after creation of the data, you can modify the data whenever you want it. So after that, duplicate keys are not allowed, but values can be duplicated. So dictionary is a key value pair, right? So keys are unique, so you cannot have the duplicate values for the keys, but whereas values can be duplicated. So we will be discussing after once we have created the dictionary more clearly so that you can able to understand clearly. So apart from that, heterogeneous objects are allowed in both keys and values. So we have different data types, right? So we can have any kind of data types while in the dictionaries. So that is also we will be discussing in the creation of the dictionaries. So I hope you have understood this particular introduction, and I hope you have got some kind of idea about this particular dictionaries. So in the coming videos and in this video also, we will be knowing some more important concepts, and all these introduction concepts explained are more cleared when we are discussing all those in detail. So let us start with this particular dictionary creation. So how we can create a dictionary? So in Python, dictionary is represented using these curly braces. So though sets are also represented using curly braces. Sets are having single entities, right? So either it may be numbers or either it may be strings. So those are presented as a single entities. But whereas in dictionary, these are presented in key value pairs. So that is a difference. So in this particular dictionary, you can have key, and you need to represent this particular colon to differentiate key value. So this is the skeleton of this particular dictionary. So in this format only we will be having all the key value pairs. So after that you will be having this comma in order to separate each key value pairs. So like that you can have any number of key value pairs. So in this way we will be having this particular dictionary. So let us go ahead and see how we can create the dictionary. So let's say I am taking D1 here. So consider it as a dictionary 1. So if I simply mentioning this particular curly braces, so this is one of the way that we can create an empty dictionary. So now if I print the type of this particular D1 here, so I am taking D1 and I am assigning this curly braces and I am printing the type here. If I execute this, you can see the result. We are getting the class dict, which means this particular D1 is of type dictionary. So I hope you can able to understand that. So this is one of the way that we can create an empty dictionary, right? So I hope you can able to understand that. So after that, there is another approach that we can create an empty dictionary, which is nothing but this particular dict method here. So this is considered as a constructor and most of the people call it as method. In however it is, in this way also we can create an empty dictionary. So I will name it as D2 here, and if I print the type of D2 and if I execute this, you can able to see we are getting dict here. So by this you can able to understand by simply mentioning this particular curly braces or mentioning this particular dict method, you can able to get an empty dictionary. So as we have discussed, dictionary is considered as mutable in future in your program. If you wanted to change the data, if you wanted to add the data, whatever the things that you wanted, you can do that. So I hope you can able to understand the empty dictionary creation. So let us go ahead and understand some more concepts. Let's say if you wanted to mention some of the data in the dictionary itself while creating the dictionary itself. So in such case, you can use both methods and I will explain both methods and both approaches here. So if you wanted to mention the elements using these curly braces, you need to mention key value pairs, right? So keys are must be unique and value can be duplicated. So let's say I will be mentioning this particular one with let's say 10 here. So after that I will be mentioning 2 with 20 here. So 1 is a key and I am mentioning this particular colon and I am mentioning 10. So this is considered as a one of the key value pair and this is one of the entity. So after that I am separating these two with this particular comma. So by this we can have one element here and another element here which are of key value pairs. So now what I will be doing is that if I mention D3 here and if I print D3 and apart from that if I print the type of D3, we can able to see the type and the date also. So now if I execute this, we are able to get this particular dictionary with these values 110 to 20. So apart from that, we can see the data type, the type of this particular data, which is D3, which is nothing but a dict here. So like this, you can able to mention the data while the creation of dictionary itself. So we have taken two elements, right? So we can take single element also. So this is one of the key value pair. And if I execute this, so you can able to see we are getting one key value pair in the dictionary and the type is dictionary. So like that you can have single or multiple values elements as a key value pair. So here in this case we have considered both elements are of int type, right? So we can have heterogeneous elements also for both keys and values. So before going to understand that, if I replace this particular 2 with 1 here and if I execute this, you can see the result got changed, right? So previously in this dictionary we are having 1 with 10, one key with 10 value and one key with 20 value. When it comes to result, we are only having one key with 20 only. So this key value pair which is 110 got removed, right? So that is not considered. The reason is because the latest insertion of this particular key only considered, because set this particular dictionaries does not allow the duplicate keys. Because of that reason, the latest insertion. So here in this case, this is the latest, right? Because of that reason, we are only getting one key with the value 20. So let's say if I take same one with 30 here and if I execute this, this is got changed because this 30 is the latest insertion, right? Because of that reason only we are considering only one with the 30 value, because this one is got repeated, right? Because of that reason only we are getting 130. Let's say if I have 2, 2 is a key and value is nothing but 40 here, and if I execute this, we can see 240 is coming, but we are not seeing this particular 110 and 120 key value pairs. The reason is because duplicate keys does not allowed. So because of that reason, we are getting only one key with value 30. So I hope you can able to understand what is the behavior of this particular dictionaries whenever we are having duplicate keys. Let's say I will remove all of these things and I am taking this particular 2 only as a key, and if I replace this value with 10, so we are having the duplicate values, right? And if I execute this, we can able to see the values are coming, but the but when we have duplicate keys, that will be removed, right? But when we have duplicate values, that won't be affected. So I hope you can able to understand. Whenever you are creating a dictionary, be cautious that duplicate keys are not allowed. So if you are having duplicate keys, the latest insertion will be taken as consideration. So but you can have the duplicate values. So by this explanation, you can understand duplicate keys and duplicate values behavior. So I hope you can able to understand that. So let us go ahead and see how we can have heterogeneous elements. So previously, all the examples that we have considering, which is only one data type, which is nothing but int, right? So we can have heterogeneous data, which is nothing but different types of data in the dictionaries. So let us go ahead and understand that. I am taking D4 here. So in this D4, what I will be doing is that I will take, let's say, A here. So instead of A, I will take 1 here. For 1, I will take A here. So for 2, I will take B here. So for 3, I will take, so instead of this particular alphabets, I will take list here. So in this list, I will be having 3, 6, 9 here. So I will take one more element 4, and in this element, I will be considering value as 1, 2, 3 here. So I will considering one more key value pair, let's say 5 here. So in this, I will be considering, let's say, set here. So I am taking 2, 4, 6. So I will consider one more element, let's say AP here. So for the value for this AP, I will consider, let's say, a list with A and P here. So I am considering a list with A and P. So now what I will be doing is that I hope you can see this, right? So I will take more cells so that you can able to see this. So I hope you can able to see we are having one with key and value is alphabet A, which is nothing but string type, right? So here also you can see integer type as a key and the value is string type. So here you can see integer as a key and the value is list type, right? So this is of list and this is of tuple, and here we are having the set and here we are having string as a key. So I hope you can able to see this. So now if I execute this, this is got executed, and if I print D4 here, you can able to see the result. We are having 1 with A, 2 with B, 3 with this particular list, and 4 with tuple, and 5 with the set, and AP string with this particular list. So by this you can able to understand dictionaries can have heterogeneous elements, which means any type of elements. So this is okay. So there is one more thing you need to understand whenever you are dealing with dictionary keys. Keys need to be very cautious. You need to use keys very cautiously. So values doesn't matter. You can have any type of values. Here we have seen with all the values. Previously we have seen with integer values, and apart from that we are seen with string values and list values, tuple values, set values. So we have seen all kind of values, right? But when it comes to keys, you need to cautious. Let's say I am creating a dictionary 5. So in this dictionary 5, let's say if I use tuple as a key, so I am using 1, 2 in this particular tuple, and the value that I will be considering is okay. So after that, if I print D5 here and if I execute this, we are getting tuple and we are getting okay. So this is fine. So now if I use D6 and in this, if I consider list here, so observe carefully, this is very important. If I considering list and if I have 10, 20 and the value I am getting is, I will take same okay here. So I am having a list as a key, and if I execute this, so we are getting the result as unhashable type of list. which is saying this is not hashable, whatever it is, we are not allowed to use this list as a key here. So we are using list as a key, that is not allowed. So I will consider one more dictionary here. I am taking D7. So in this D7, what I will be doing is that I will consider set here. So by using this curly brace, we can represent set also, right? So I am taking 2 and 4 as a key, and the value that I will be considering, let's say, again I will take OK here, and after that, if I print D7 here and if I execute this, so you can see unhashable type set here. So for list also we are getting unhashable type list. For set also we are getting unhashable type of set. So these are the two things. Previously we have seen with the integer type and str type, right? So we have seen with the tuple type also. So why we are getting unhashable type with list and set? The reason is because list and set are considered as mutable elements, which means we can modify the data for these elements even after creation of the data, right? Because of that reason, dictionaries does not allow keys for list and set, because these are mutable elements. So by this you can able to understand we can have the values of any type, but when it comes to keys, we are not allowed, dictionaries does not allow list and set as a keys, which is the reason is because those are mutable data types. Because of that reason, those are not allowed to have as a key in the dictionary. So I hope you can able to understand that. So this is the one of the important point that you need to remember whenever you are creating dictionaries. So we have seen how to create empty dictionaries, and we have seen how to create a dictionary by using these curly braces, right? So let us go ahead and see one more approach that we can create dictionaries using this dict method. So we can pass the key value pairs for this dict method, and the dictionary will be automatically created. So for that, what I will be doing is that I will take D8 here. So in this D8, I will consider dict here. So we need to pass some elements, right? How we can pass is that we can pass any elements inside of a nested elements. So we need to pass the elements as a nested elements. So what does that mean is that, let's say I will consider some nested lists here. So I am taking one list here. So inside of this list, I am having another list here. So what I will be doing is that I am taking A here. So for A, I will consider apple here. So I wanted to have A as a key and value which is nothing but apple here. So I will consider B here, and the value that I will be considering is nothing but let's say bat here. So I will consider, so we need to have a list here, and so this is fine now. So I am taking A apple, B bat here. So now what I will be doing is that if I print D8 here, so I will check one more time here. We are having B a nested list, and in this nested list we are having A apple, B bat here. If I execute this, you can able to see we are getting a dictionary with the values A, with A as a key and apple as a value, B as a key and bat as a value. So even if I print the type of D8 here, if I execute this, we are seeing the result which is nothing but type of dictionary. So by this you can able to understand whenever we are passing the elements as a nested elements for this dict, we can able to create the dictionary, right? So I hope you can able to understand this. This is not only with nested list, we can pass any nested elements. So I will take D9 here. So in this I am considering a dict. So in this dict I am taking a list. So inside of this particular I will be considering the tuples. So this will be considering nested tuples, right? So whatever a tuple inside of a list, so whatever it is, let's say I will take A here. So I will take 1 here, and I will take 10 here. So this is one of the tuple, and I will take one more tuple here. I will take 2 and I will consider 20 here. So after that, if I print D9 here, and if I execute this, so there is something wrong. So we should not have this colon. So we always need to mention comma here, because this is a tuple, right? We cannot have colon. Colon is only present in the dictionary only. We need to mention in the dictionary only. Whenever we are having the list or tuple, we need to mention the comma here. So when we pass these elements to dict, it will be automatically interpret these elements and we can able to get the result. If I execute this, we can able to see the result. We are having 10 as a 1 as a key, 10 as a value, 2 as a key, and 20 as a value. So even not this particular list, we can have tuple also. So I am mentioning tuple here, and here also I am mentioning tuple here. So we are having tuples, nested tuples, outside also tuple, inside also tuples. Previously we have seen outside as a list and inside as a tuple. And if I execute this with the tuple and nested tuple, outside also tuple, inside also tuple. If I execute this, we can able to still see the result, the same result that what we have. So I hope you can able to understand, whenever we are passing the nested elements to this particular dict method, it will be considering and it will construct the dictionary. So you can pass any elements, you can pass, let's say, tuple, tuple inside of a tuple like this, list inside of a list, tuple inside of a list, list inside of a tuple, set inside of a list, set inside of a tuple, tuple inside of a set, set inside of a list. So you can pass any combination, it will automatically interpret them and construct the dictionary, and that will be returned. So I hope you can able to understand. Here we are exactly taking two elements, right? So one is for key and another one is for value. That is what we are interpreting, right? So let's say if I mention comma and if I add 100 here and if I execute this, so you can see dictionary update sequence #0 has length 3, 2 is required. So which is telling that you cannot have 3 elements, you are only restricted with 2 elements. You should always use 2 elements. We are having 2, that is the reason this error got raised. So that is fine, we have only need to mention 2 here. So if you mention more elements than 2, it will raise an error. So let's say if I remove this 10 here, if I left with only 1 here, if I execute this, still it is got raised error, cannot convert dictionary update sequence element #0 to sequence. So here what you can understand is that you should always have 2 elements whenever you wanted to create the dictionary in this particular nested elements. So I hope you can able to understand that, right? So let us go ahead and see different approaches that how we can create the dictionary. So one more approach that we can create this dictionary is using this zip method. So previously in our videos we have seen how we can use this zip method in order to get the multiple iterables as a single elements, right? So in this, by using this zip method also we can create the dictionary. So this will work similarly with this particular dictionary method, with this particular approach, but little different. So I will explain how this works. So I will take d10 here. So in this d10 I will be, so before D10, I will consider L1, which you can assume it as list 1. So in this list 1, I will be considering, let's say 1, 2, 3 here. So I will take one more list, which is list 2. And in this list, I will consider, let's say 100, 200, 300. So now we have two lists, right? So we can consider one list for keys and another list for values. I hope you can able to understand. So now by passing these values to zip, we can, by passing these values to dict, we can able to convert the key value pairs, right? So that is what I'm trying to do by using this zip method. So now I will pass L1 and L2 here. So I am taking zip method and I am passing L1 and L2, and as a result we are, as a whole this result we are passing that to dict method. So now I will consider D10 here. So now after this, if I print D10 here, if I execute this, you can able to see we are getting the result 1 as a key, 100 as a value, 2 as a key, 200 as a value, 3 as a key, 300 as a value. So in this approach, we can able to create this particular dictionary by having this kind of elements as a different elements. By using zip, we can get all the elements based on the indexes. Let's say if I have one more element in keys list, and if I execute this, we still are getting the result which is nothing but previous result, which is 1, 2, 3 only. So the reason is because imbalanced lengths, right? So this list 1 having more elements and list 2 having less elements. Because of that reason, whatever the list having less elements, that will be considered. I hope you can able to understand, right? So let us go ahead and see one more approach to create dictionaries. So the approach, which is nothing but from keys. So we will be having the same list, and by using this list, we can create the default dictionary. So how that happens, let us understand. Let's say I will take this particular same list and I will take here. So now what I will be doing is that I will use this dict. So by using this dict, we can actually build the dictionary. So I need to pass one method, I need to call one method, which is nothing but from keys here. So I need to pass this particular list 1, and if I pass list 1 and if I execute this, we can able to see 1 key, 2 key, 3 key, 4 key. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are acting as a keys, and we are getting this none as a values. So you can see here. So by using this from keys, we can get an iterable. Here in case we are taking list iterable, and we can pass this list iterable to from keys as a parameter, and we can get the dictionary with default values, which are none here. So if you wanted to replace these default values with some other values, let's say I wanted to replace all these values with, let's say, like here. So I am putting a like here, and if I execute this, you can see for all values of keys, we are getting the default value, which is nothing but like here. So for key 1 we are having like, for key 2 we are having like, for all keys we are having like. So by simply, if you wanted to create a dictionary with keys are not focused about the values at this moment, you can use this particular from keys and you can build the dictionary. So I hope you can able to understand that. So that's it for this video, and I will quickly wrap up what we have discussed in this video. So we have initially started with the introduction of dictionaries, and we have seen all the important aspects of dictionaries. Dictionary is an unordered collection of key value pairs that we have seen, and after that we have understood dictionaries are mutable. So after that we have seen keys are not allowed duplicates and values can be duplicate. Heterogeneous element objects are allowed both keys and values. So all these things we have seen in the dictionary creation, right? So later we have understand the skeleton of this particular dictionary with key value pairs, empty dictionary creation with curly braces, dictionary creation with dict method, and before that we have understood unhashable list and set, which means you cannot have list and set as a keys. So after that we have seen how we can create dictionary using dict method and using zip approach and from keys approach. So I hope you have found this video interesting, and if that is true and if you understand all the concepts explained in this video, hit the like button and comment whatever you think about this video. So to stay updated with my latest videos, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications to all, so that whenever I upload any video, you will get the notification. So thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.